Hello, everyone. My name is Adrienne Sudbry. I am a professor of economics in the business school here at Longwood. And today I will be demonstrating how to use Kahoot game quizzes in the classroom. These little game quizzes are a really great feature to engage students who are participating both via Zoom and in person. Because students can play them regardless of where they're at, it's a neat little feature to get everybody to participate in one cohesive activity. I typically use these in a synchronous setting, so everybody plays them in the classroom together, but the option does exist for you to use these in an asynchronous setting or use them as assignments for students to do outside of the classroom. The first step that you need to do to begin creating these quizzes is to go to kahoot.com. And if you don't already have an account, you will need to click and sign up for one. They do have a basic free version when you do make an account, or you can pay to upgrade to certain pro accounts. So do know that with the basic version, you're a little bit more limited, but that is what I currently have. So I already have an account that I can log in with. The great thing is that you can just go with a Google account you already have. So that lets you avoid using having to create a new email and password. So this is the home screen. The great feature is with these quizzes is that on your first sign in, it will show you how to both play a Kahoot. So they'll walk you through how to play one, how to create one, and how to host one. And so they have their own demo that you can walk through even without using this video. But today I will be showing you how to create and host a Kahoot. So the first step would be selecting this create button here. So we're definitely going to be picking a new Kahoot. If you upgrade to Pro, this is the Pro symbol, you have these cool templates that you can use, but we're just going to stick with the new basic. First thing you should do is enter a title up here on the left-hand corner. So we're going to call this one Example Kahoot. You have the option to add a description. So if you make these publicly available, you might want to have some sort of description of what this Kahoot is about or subject matter that is in this Kahoot. You have the option to add a picture. You can either upload an image from your computer or they have an image library. So you can just select any of their preset images. And we definitely want to keep the language in English. It saves to your Kahoot files. There's a couple of other things you can do, like paste to YouTube. You can change the lobby music, which I'll go over later. One important thing is visibility. So you can keep these private so that only you can see and play these, or you can make them publicly available. I tend to keep all of mine public because that way I can share the links with my students. And this allows them to access the Kahoots after class. And they're a great study help, my students have said, so that they can go and you can post these links on Canvas for them to access them outside of class. So now that we've set the title and settings for this particular quiz, we can start to add questions. So say you are in your first day of class and you want to quiz your students on some aspects of the syllabus. So maybe we want to know what time does class begin? All right, and they do have some function features that you can use if you're putting in mathematical equations. You can also copy and paste things from Word. Do note that there is a character limit here. So I have 93 characters left, so you can't have really long questions. You have the option to, again, add either a YouTube video, upload your own image, or choose something from the image library. You can search for images that are related, but for the sake of time, we're just going to select this cat here. So say that class actually begins at 9 a.m. So I'm definitely going to put 9 a.m. as a possible option. And you can use up to 4 of these multiple choice options. If you don't put an answer in to say answer 3 here, it just won't pop up on the screen. So now we need some incorrect answers for class start time. To select the correct answer so that Kahoot logs, what the correct answer is and the percentage of students that get it correct, you definitely need to select this little green button here. If you upgrade to the Pro, you can do multi-select where there's multiple answers that are correct. You also have the option to add an image instead of text. So if you say have a graphical question and you want them to select an image, you have that option here. The last things that you need to do are these functions over here where you're going to set a time limit. All Kahoot quiz questions are timed. If you don't want them to be particularly time challenging, you can change the time here and go all the way up to 240 seconds. For a quick question like this, I would typically give students about 30 seconds to answer the quiz. If you choose to have a more mathematically challenging question, you can always upgrade this next question to 60 seconds, but you have to select this for each individual question. The default is 20 seconds. The other thing you can change is the point values. I don't usually mess with this because points don't necessarily mean correctness. Like I said, this is kind of a game show hosting platform. And so the only options really are 0, 1,000, and 2,000. In the report that you will generate at the end of hosting a Kahoot, you will be able to see actual percentages of students answering correctly, which is separate from points. I just want to point that out. If you wanted to add another question, you can also use, they have a question bank feature, or you can simply add another question. With the basic account, you can only do the multiple choice and true, false. You also have the option to import slides with the Pro feature or import a spreadsheet. So we've now completed a 1 question Kahoot. So we're going to click done over here to save all of your changes. So now under your Kahoots on your homepage, you'll see this Kahoot that you've created. You have the option to favorite it. Because it is visible to everyone, you can then share a shareable link to post on your Canvas page for students, or you can delete it. For the sake of walking you through Kahoot, we're now going to go play this Kahoot. So like I said, I usually use this while teaching live in the classroom. They're a great way to start class and kind of reorganize student thoughts at the beginning of class. You know, what did you go over last class? Maybe a question that was brought up about homework between classes. Or you could use them throughout to kind of test students' knowledge as you're going through material. You do, however, have the option to assign these at basically a self-paced option. So you can post these to Canvas and have students complete them outside of the classroom on their own time. So it does have multiple options here. So we're going to definitely do the real time. And so now it's going to load a simple menu. You can have up to 50 players with the basic. If you need more than 50 players, that's where you'd have to pay to upgrade. You have the option of doing player versus player. So each player is their own, is on their own device and playing, or there is a team mode, which I rarely use, but I think it just divides everybody into teams A and B. For the sake of this particular demonstration, we're just going to go with classic. There are also a lot of other options which are defaulted to off that you can mess with. For example, randomizing question order or answer order, but we're not really going to mess with those today. So this is the screen that you will need to display in the classroom so that all of your students can access the game. I'm going to silence the music, the lobby music that they play. And again, here you can change, there's little music that plays while people are loading in. So for students to access the game, all you need to do is have them go to www.kahoot.it on any internet compatible device. So most of my students use their smartphones or laptops, and then they have to enter this game code pin. So I'm going to do this on my own smartphone here and hit enter. The next thing it will ask them to do is select a nickname. I highly recommend that you have them use their real first name and maybe the first initial of their last name so that you can keep track of students. If they use a nickname, then obviously you're not going to be able to place which student is getting which score. So I've put in my first name here. In the event that somebody inputs an inappropriate name, all you have to do is click on it and it will immediately kick that student out and they'll have to re-sign up and re-enter. It also shows you how many students have entered the queue here. So there's only one person now in the game. And as soon as you're ready, you can click start. So it's going to begin this quiz. We're doing the example Kahoot. And now we're going to start question 1. So here you can see there's only one question. What time does class begin? So I'm a really good student and I know I've paid attention in class, and so I know that class starts at 9 a.m. So that's what I will select on my own device. One thing to note is that as soon as each student has submitted an answer, this countdown will automatically stop and it will move to the results screen. Otherwise, it will continue to count down until every student has entered an answer. So I just selected 9 a.m. and it's showing here with the check mark that this is the correct answer. So if you had 20 students, you would see all their various answers and how many selected, say, blue versus yellow versus green. It will do this screen after every question, and so you'll get to see the results in real time. So because this is only one question, it's going to take you right to the final results screen. It does show the kind of top 3 students at the end, and you can always exit out of this if you don't want to show this screen to your students. Since there's only one player, I will obviously be the top student here. So like I said, the point values aren't necessarily based on correctness. So even though I got the answer right, because I didn't answer right away, it took about 20 seconds, I only got 560 points. So that's where I say that points aren't necessarily indicative of performance. All right, so now you have the option to view a full report. If you want to go back to your main screen, you can also view them there. So we're going to go back to our main Kahoot screen. So you can click over here and view reports. All right, so now you can see the example report here, the report from the example Kahoot that we just played. If you click on that, you can see the overall score for the class, which in this case, one player answered one question correctly. You can also go over here to a list of players, which is then where you'd be able to identify individual student answers. Here's where you would be able to see percentage correct. So this is what you should use if you're going to use this for formal assessment, not necessarily the score, which is over here. You can also view this in question format to look at, say, the percentage correct on each individual question. If you pay for the pro, there's more that you can access via the report function, but you can get the basic information for free. The last thing I would like to show you is this Discover button. So anybody who makes their Kahoot available for free, you can go and search and find any Kahoot that people have made. So I'm an economics professor, so I'm going to go look for Kahoots on economics. And so you can see already here, there's a bunch of Kahoots that people have already made and how many people have played them. And so all you have to do is either click on it to play that exact Kahoot, or you can duplicate it to your Kahoot files and then edit it and add and delete questions based on what you choose to use in your classroom. But that is how you would utilize Kahoots in class. Feel free to email me if you do have any questions. But again, their website is very helpful and they do have this walkthrough tutorial.